Trust the plan. That's all you got to do, guys. Just trust the plan. Whose plan? Don't know, but it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds better than doing something. Trusting the plans mean don't do anything at all. Just sit there. You feel like shit. Your life's going to shit. Good. That's part of the plan. Unfortunately, guys, that is not the case. I know it's lovely to hear it. I know it feels so good to hear, doesn't it? So reassuring to hear. There is a great plan unfolding. And that plan is unfolding regardless of whether humanity, me and you and everybody that's on this planet in physical form, regardless of whether we physically do something or not. The plan is happening. The metaphysical plan from the metaphysical beings that aren't physically here, they're sorting everything out. They're coming to save us. They're coming to fix everything. They're coming to, get rid of the bad guys, and they're going to create everything for us. Yes, that's why we incarnated into a physical body, so that we would just sit here, look up at the sky and wait. No, that's not why we're here. And this narrative, whilst it's very comforting to hear, isn't it? It's so comforting because, again, the human brain loves familiarity. And if you haven't mastered your brain, then your brain will become your own master. Meaning that every time you're going to start feeling shit fuck up in your life, which is a signal, every time things in your life are fucked up, it is a signal that you're living out of integrity, you're living in falsehood and not truth, and that you need to become aligned with your authentic path. It does not mean all is well and you're on the path to, quote, ascension. It doesn't mean that. And there is a lot of people talking about like, oh yeah, it's just the energies. It's the fact that we're raising into a new vibrational frequency. You're changing from a carbon body to a crystalline body, and that requires lots of physical illness and pains, and constant, by the way, constant. It's all the time, right? And all you got to do is go head over and check the Schumann resonance, or head over and check your spiritual groups and see if anybody else is feeling the same thing. Are you also all feeling migraines? Are you also all feeling horrible sicknesses? Or you also can't get out of bed? Okay, must be ascension symptoms, must be just Mercury retrograde, must be the plan coming together. Unfortunately, this is another powerful inversion from the evil beings, in that you will literally embrace evil, you will embrace negative, lower vibrational energy and take it as a positive thing, as if to say that that's you progressing in life. It's not. It's not. If you change nothing about your lifestyle and the way that you live your life on a day-to-day basis, how on earth do you expect that you're apparently ascending and that you're apparently raising in consciousness and vibration? We're not here to sit and watch it happen. That's not how this reality works at all. And again, like, you can buy into those things and they feel lovely to hear. They feel lovely to hear, especially if I tell you you're a chosen. Are you? You're a chosen one. That's right. You're a chosen one, so you're protected. Don't lift a finger. Why are you trying to do stuff? That's so old school. That's so old school. You trying to do something? No, the universe will do everything for you. You just got to sit back, relax, because you're protected. You're a chosen one. Okay, nobody else gets you, but the universe is doing everything for you. So all you got to do is just sit back and relax and go through the pain. Ignore the pain. Don't actually address why you're feeling pain. Don't actually address why you're suffering. Don't actually address why you're low energy or why your life is not where you want it to be. No, don't address those things. It's all part of the plan. Sounds lovely because it means you give away all self-responsibility to something else outside of you. It's just another way of saying, I am a victim of circumstance. I am not the leader of my own life, and my destiny is outside of my hands. It's just down to everything that's happening around me. And it's not the case, guys. We're supposed to. Humanity, when humanity collectively, together, all of us individually in the aggregate, stands in our individual power and is like, takes the courage to be like, no, I'm going to take my life into my own hands. I'm going to decide from this day on to live in integrity, to live in truth. If I don't like something, if I'm not aligned with something, if something is evil, if it's not okay, if it's unhealthy, if it's not on the path of truth and good, I don't want it. I will decline it. I will give the accurate consequence to it, to people around me that do behave in evil, and not applaud them and promote evil behavior. You see, it requires your participation, not just you watching. You're active participate in your life and in this reality. And only when humanity together stands and says like, no, it's time we take, the power is within us. Like, it's within us. It's not waiting for somebody to come. And I know a lot of you are going to be pissed off by this message because you want to sit back and just hear lovely, sweet lies in your ear that everything's going to be all right. But that's not the reality, guys. And this is a spiritual truth. This is a spiritual truth to understand, which is that integrity and honor of truth and free will and aligning with laws of the cosmos is what makes you spiritually mature, is what allows you to raise in consciousness, raise in vibration, raise in ascension, and so on, only when you take on that responsibility and you embrace truth in all ways. You live truth, you be truth, you speak truth, okay? Because it's the right thing to do. Not you live a complete life out of lies, but waiting for some great solar flash or some other beings to come and save you. You see that there's a complete incongruence there. And if you're super honest with yourself, that's what needs to be looked at. You need to look at your own life and your own lifestyle. What are you consuming? What do you eat? What do you drink? How do you sleep? Are you moving enough? Do you do a job that you can't stand? Are you surrounded by people that are not in alignment with your best interest in your heart? Like, all of these things need to be addressed. Are you spiritually nourishing yourself? Are you processing your emotions in a healthy way? Are you learning, or are you mindlessly consuming crap? Look at the amount of crap that is promoted, and nobody judges that stuff. No one is like, you know, wondering why a video game or a music video is literally the most vulgar, disgusting, violence promoting stuff you'll ever see. But somebody that wants to educate and speak truth and teach real moral principles, integrity and values, that's being criticized and argued about all day. But people will let their children, a 5-year-old child, watch some disgusting music video, and they're literally getting their values from that. It's in your everyday. What are you doing and how are you representing truth? No one is coming. There is no grander plan that's going to be lived out for you. You have to actually live it. You have to choose with your free will to actually align with laws of the cosmos. And then it's like an activation of like, I've activated my will and now my path has actually begun. Until you've done that, until you've activated your will and gone onto the path of truth, authenticity, and living your purpose, you're still living a non-existent life. So those that are in that bucket of waiting for your solar flash, your savior, your plan, your people that are going to come and fix everything, they're not coming. You have to look in the mirror, look into your own eyes and say, what are we doing today? How am I showing up today? How am I living in integrity, regardless of the consequences, regardless of how somebody else is going to respond? Because at the end of the day, it is the right thing to do. It's always the right thing to do, to be integral, to be truthful, and to be honest, and to have principles. You must actually have principles. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. You must stand in principle. This is why politics is pointless as well, because that's not principles. That's people bickering about the exact same thing. You're still bickering about evil and how much evil to allow. Right? It's not 10% or 50% or 100% government. It's zero fucking government. It is personal responsibility. It is standing in your principles and then advocating for that. So if you advocate for freedom, as I do, then you live in that freedom. And that is a principle regardless of the current infrastructure. Meaning that I'm not going to just go ahead and choose a political party because, better the lesser of two evils. No, I choose none of them. None of them, because nobody rules me. Nobody decides my destiny for me, nor you, aside from ourselves. And that is to take that ownership and personal responsibility and activate your will to do the right thing.